Hey everyone, it's Rob at Mr. Robot Shop. It's been a while since I've done a video. Just been kind of busy doing stuff at the shops and at home and life in general. But I just got a little robot, and I've been kind of into robots lately. Primarily the RadioShack robots from the 80s, which actually, from what I can tell, were made by a company called Tomy. I don't think it's Tommy. Let's just call it Tomy. I don't know. Anyways, but there were a lot of robots made back in the 1980s that were battery powered, and each robot had its own unique little thing to it. So today I'm going to show you one called Crackpot. As far as all the robots I received, he's, to me, kind of like the most unique. He's got quite a personality. Every one does have its own little personality, and I think that's what's kind of neat about the robots. But anyways, on this list here, I've got the Robbie Senior. That was a RadioShack one. That's actually a cassette-based robot that you can program with a cassette. It's actually got a little computer built inside. Came with a demo tape. There's an Omni Junior or a Robbie or Roby Junior. I don't have one of those yet. I usually try to get them at least in nice condition with the remote. Even if they're non-functional, I still want the remote, and a lot of them don't have the remotes. Let's see. Mr. Money is also, it's a little bank. You put a coin in his hand and he eats it. RadioShack one had one called Robbie. He looked identical. It's obviously Tomy made that. Spotbot, I do have one of those. That's a little dog. He doesn't work, but he's in really good shape. Dingbot, I don't think I have him yet. I've got a Flipbot, but not a Dingbot. Dustbot, he actually has a little vacuum cleaner built in. Only will pick up literally like little pieces of dust. Not, you can't put them on the floor and have them clean your floor like some of the newer, bigger ones. Hoopbot is a little owl type robot. He just makes this annoying little hooting noise and flaps his little arms and his tail. A Flipbot, I do have one of those. You can knock them over and they kind of get up on their own. Crackbot. Now the one I've got is, it's like Sakaraka bot or something. It's the same as a Flipbot, but I think this was actually made for the Japanese market, but they operate just the same, so I'll show them to you here in a minute. Chatbot, supposedly I think you can record your voice through the remote and it'll play it back. Finding one of those that works is kind of difficult. Verbot, I've got one of those, non-functioning, in decent shape, it just doesn't work. Let's see what else here. Pocketbot, I actually had a few of those when I was a boy, and I did find a few on eBay. They usually go for about $10 now. Those aren't battery operated, they're just little wind-up toys. Experimental Omnibot robots, so I don't remember really seeing any of those. Yeah. So the primary ones are going to be in this section here. The ones I'm going to be looking for is a Dustbot, a Dingbot, and I think maybe at some point, when I get some extra cash, Omnibot, those usually go for about $300-400 in good shape. From what I understand, they don't seem a lot different from Robbie Senior, but it is a model up, so I've not gone online to see what that one actually does, but that'll probably be one I'll pick up at some point. So, but anyways, so I'm gonna just call this one Crackbot just because I don't know how to say the Japanese word. But what he does, he basically he's kind of like literally on crack. It's kind of funny because I don't think crack was really around back in the 1980s, but he does take 3 C-size batteries, and there's a little microphone in his little antenna tail thing here, so I'm not sure. To me, when he moves around, he'll go like in circles and stuff, and I'm just going to keep him on the desk here just so the camera can pick it up better. But when there's a loud noise or a clap, he actually stops. He drops his head down, uh, kind of makes some noises, and then he pops his head back up, and then he starts running around again. So, but his arms are flailing around like this, and he's just kind of going back and forth. Um, my personal opinion about the way I see him, what he's doing, looks like when you clap, it's like he goes into like a pout mode, right? Because he looks like he's kind of pouting, and then he kind of wakes back up out of that, and then he just kind of struts around like, screw you guys. So maybe that's not the intention, but that sure seems like what he's doing. So I'm gonna turn him on. He's a little noisy here, but I'm gonna keep him on the desk, and then he does bounce around things, and then he'll kind of turn in a corner. So I would imagine, kind of put some keyboards up here, and I'll kind of put my arm over here, so we'll try to keep him so he doesn't fall off. So here we go with Crackpot or Suck a Karabot, whatever. I just love his hands laying around, and he's got a pretty good attitude, so personality, I'd say. So, anyways, I'm gonna turn off here. He's a wild one. So, there's no other robots that really act like him, and I don't know. Kind of when I get grumpy, I kind of pout around the house, and then sometimes I'm a little on the crazy side. So, Crackbot really kind of reminds me of myself. So. He's probably my favorite of all the ones that I've gotten so far. So, anyways, these things, like I usually say, I love these old vintage electronic toys. We're starting to see them kind of creep up in price. So, I'd kind of recommend, if you do see one in working order, go ahead and pick it up. Make sure it's got if it does have a remote. If you can find one with the box, those are pretty sought after as well. But these are definitely they're not crazy expensive. I mean, you can usually get them from $20 to $50. When you start getting the big ones, like the Robbie Senior or Roby Senior, and then the Omnibot, those in good working order usually run about $300-400. Usually with the box. There is a company that still makes batteries for those. It's a little lead acid battery. You're going to need to get one of those. They run about $30. And they're just fun. Back then when I was younger, the robots didn't really appeal to me. But, kind of what we're seeing with robotics and how they kind of take over our jobs and stuff like that. Obviously these guys weren't part of that, but robots have been in the American movies and TV shows and toys for quite a long time now. And it's kind of funny because we're starting to see like in a lot of fast food restaurants, robotics. I don't go to McDonald's very often, but I went the other day just to get a little breakfast, and I ordered a Coke with it, and the person getting the food ready, she was bagging it up, but then I saw over in the corner there was this automated machine that got all the drinks ready. And I wanted to say something. I'm like, you better sabotage that thing, because at some point you're not even going to be running to get the food. It's just going to be a robotic, conveyor belt that's going to be handing out the food to everybody, and the only thing that people are going to be doing is maintaining the robots. It's going to be like we're going to be slaves to the robot. There's a lot of fast food restaurants right now that are, they're getting rid of the cashiers. They're going to, do-it-yourself order marquee kind of things. So, you know, you go to the grocery store and you check out your own food. So, I don't know. There's robots are definitely morphing into something different than just cute little toys like they used to be. So, but anyways, they're fun. They're cool. If you see one, pick one up and take care of your robot. Take care. Thanks for watching.